As we think about our kids going off to receive more education, it's important that we always put the most important education as the primary thing, and may we all have a hope that our kids grow in the wisdom and instruction of the Lord.
If we've taught them something, and now we're maybe, I wouldn't say not living up to it, but we're maybe doing something a little bit differently. I know our son, he's always looking to catch us. It's like I may tell him, well, Jeremiah, I can't do this or that. He'd say, but with God, all things are possible. Or I tell him, I need you to just go over there and sit in your room alone. He's like, I won't be alone. Jesus will be with me. And it's like, okay, all these things that we are teaching him, the kids are taking them in. And it's so good to see that that he is remembering those.
Something in our home that we try to just remember is that the education process here in where we live is a worldly process. They need it to live in the world that we live in and to be successful adults and to provide for their families. But it's not a requirement to get to heaven. And the very first thing I would say to the teacher is I would say, I'm going to get back to the education part of school. I said, but what I'd like to talk to you about first is, are they being good people? Are you seeing them be kind to the other children, to everyone? And are they behaving in class?
You may not like going to school, but it serves a purpose. And more importantly, God has really given you some gifts. And those are not for you, but this is for His glory. And so if you're not living up to that potential, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And again, you're kind of denying what God wants to do with you.
It's okay for our kids to be different, and I think we've just got to get more and more comfortable with that because the education process will never be what you want it to be or expect it to be. The public school system's fine, it's great, but it's not teaching our kids about God and leading down that spiritual path to heaven. And I think that the thing that we just harp on daily is that it's not our goal to be cool or fit in, or we don't want them to not fit in. We want friends, and I know there's some other questions more about this, but it is so important for them to just get comfortable with being different.